got me running, got me running. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Raise your hands up, raise them up.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Forex Trading Asia Daily Currency Call. This is episode 355, and it's the 16th of August, 11 a.m. right here in Singapore, GMT +8. Okay, so yeah, this is the currency call where you will get market economic updates, key support resistance levels, trade ideas, and more. This currency call is going to be very beneficial to both the long-term investors and short-term traders. Here we'll be going through what could move prices, possible trade ideas, and also highlighting potential targets and risks. So a disclaimer here, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speakers. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. All right, so now let's go straight to the charts with Scott here on the dollar index, Scott Andrews from Forex Briefcase Australia. Scott.
All right. Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining us again. Happy Monday. All right, US dollar, and it's certainly got a few things talking about for us today with the pullback to, below 92.50 after it had attempted to make a breakout and had been somewhat uptrending last week. And we saw, what happened after the inflation miss is that it had definitely cooled down. And then a talking point as well from last week was the consumer sentiment. Now, I just want to bring up the situation with that as well, because there was quite a significant miss on that too. So this article here just shares a few key talking points. So it was the lowest reading since 2011, and it did tumble from what was expected. So some key talking points here with the consumer sentiment read was that there just are some concerns still with the COVID-19 situation, as the Delta variant does put some stresses on hospital capacity. With it's just a struggle to get beds that are free due to the situation. There are a lot of people vaccinated in the States, but we are still seeing hospitalizations taking place for the US, although the severity of the cases is less for people that are obviously vaccinated. So in regards to this being a time frame for this, and if we can say, oh, the US dollar is definitely under more strain, I would say really we're just seeing a bit of a shorter term pullback here. So back to the charts now, there isn't a lot of news for later today as well. So I think for today, in regards to a trade idea, you'd have to say you'd want to see a little bit more stability shown in the price action. So from a perspective of the 1 hour time frame, what we're seeing here is just being held in a tight range. If I do have a quick look at the calendar, we've got the NY Empire State Manufacturing Index, but if I'll just quickly go to the calendar now with Forex Trading Asia, and the key talking point for today would be on Wednesday morning, very early, 1:30 GMT +8. We've got Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaking, but frankly, I think what's been mentioned before is that the Jackson Hole Symposium in late August is going to be where price-sensitive comments are likely going to be made. He's very subdued normally, Jerome Powell, so I don't expect a lot from that. But the core retail sales and the retail sales coming out on Tuesday night at, that is 8:30 GMT +8 time. So have a look for that. Expected is a decrease. So negative 0.2 for retail sales. Previous month for June, it was 0.6, and then 1.3 was previous month for core retail sales, 0.2 expected. So if we get a lift on that, that could help the US dollar. And it's more just a survival thing now here, guys. So I don't see huge trends existing in the other currency pairs that have reversed. I would say that, frankly, we're just seeing a pullback period after it had really, pushed quite heavily. And then based on really what is said with with Jackson Hole, and then the next NFP read, that's where those longer term, convictions will be formed. So for now, I would say even back to 92.30 would be a better buying opportunity. Right now, I would be leaving it until we can just see it ease back down a little bit. For my thoughts on the US dollar for today, guys.
All right, thanks for that, Scott. And yeah, so today's currency focus is Aussie and Kiwi. It's Monday, so I'm gonna pass the time now to Daniel. Daniel here is the trading coach at LCMS Traders. Yeah, Daniel, Aussie and Kiwi.
Okay, thanks, Jiwei. Yeah, so as Scott already mentioned about the US index and we're looking at the US strength and weaknesses, but let's quickly look at what we're going to look for New Zealand and the Aussie dollar. Okay, so look at Monday. Yeah, Friday already mentioned by Scott. U.S. Michigan consumer sentiment was pretty bad. Considered for the last month, they're not looking pretty good. So U.S. dollar did weaken here. And then if you look at here this week, Monday, the Japan GDP, not much impact coming in. Something a little bit of impact will be the retail sales could impact the Aussie dollar, especially in terms of indirect approach. But nevertheless, it's not doing well. It's 20.7% compared to 23. So the Aussie did dip a little bit today. Then when we look at the number, but this is not what I'm interested to look at. You have Tuesday. This week is really about midweek. The news are coming on midweek. There's a major impact here. You can see that you have the RBA meeting minutes here, but I don't expect any changes compared to what I have mentioned 2 weeks ago. So again, don't think the big impact will come in, but what's going to biggest impact coming in will be on Wednesday. Now, Wednesdays, what's going to happen? Okay, it is the RBNZ interest rate decision, the monetary policy statements by the RBNZ. Yeah, central banks, right? So now what is expected here? If you look at what is expected here, you can see this is the really, I've been mentioning about this year, don't expect interest rate, but because the improvements in the New Zealand, the inflation is going really high, the jobless rate is going down, and it's really the pressure by the RBNZ to increase interest rates. So a lot of pressure is there, and you can see lots of economists, analysts are looking in terms of increasing the interest rate as to from 0.25 to 0.5%. The real pressure is there. So if this happens, they'll be the first, major economy they'll be looking to normalize the policy where we increase the interest rate because of the recovery due to the good inflation. Okay, so the inflation has already exceeded their 1 to 3% target. So anyway, and employment rate, is right now is at 4%, and they're going to look at a further dropping to almost 3.5% next year. So they think that continuously improvements are going to happen. So with this, we could be possibly looking at the RBNZ on by when slow improving for price in for the strength of the New Zealand dollar. And then if this really happens, you're going to push through the roof, strengthen the New Zealand dollar. We'll see the charts a bit later. So just take note of this here. So we'll look at it further down. You have, Europe CPI data. We'll talk about it more later in the week, and the Canadian CPI data. But what I'll be looking at, Thursday. Where is that news? Give me a minute. Okay, you have the employment change on Thursdays here, and employment change. So you're going to expect, but you can see it is not going to be pretty. It's a minus of expectation. It's dropped to minus 45K compared to the last one, 29K. So again, you can see the difference between Aussie and New Zealand. Really a separation, majority because of the impact of the COVID-19 happening in Australia, where New Zealand seems to be controlled pretty well. So you can see the impact of the COVID-19 on the respective economy. Okay, so you can see the unemployment change will be a big factor on Thursday coming in. Okay, and of course, jobless claims coming here. What I'll be looking at is, where is it? I thought there was an FOMC meeting minutes, but okay, it's okay. I can't find it now. But most important today is the Aussie and New Zealand news coming in. There you go. The FOMC Thursday for FOMC meeting minutes on the Thursday morning, GMT +8. This one will be interesting to look at what kind of pressures is going to come in for by the Fed, whether or not what was the impossibility of pulling in the cutting of the stimulus package, the tapering coming. There will be interesting minutes to be looking at 2 o'clock. So you want to take note of this on Thursday morning if you are trading. Maybe stay out. Okay, now let's look at the charts right now. Okay, let's look at the charts. Now we'll be looking at the New Zealand dollar first. Okay, so you can see where we can remember we talk about it is on Wednesdays there are going to be the RBNZ interest rate decision. What I'm going to look at right now for the medium term right now is probably going to move upwards in directions towards the resistance of 0.7090. Okay, with the slow moving upwards with the last Friday, you can see US Michigan's consumer sentiment was not doing too well. In fact, it's all-time low since 2011. And you can see that I don't think that the retail sales this week in the US retail sales is going to do any help at all as well. So with that, you can see even they've been pricing in the pressure has been pricing in, and you can see slow movement outwards. Can you see this? It's an uptrend moving outwards, pushing strongly upwards. So there will be a slow movement. Right now it could slowly move down, bounce off the trend line, upward trend line here, but I think it's going to push up to all the way to Wednesdays. It's probably going to hit to the resistance level of 0.7090. Now, what's going to happen if they're going to possibility of, if indeed they fall RBNZ really go and fall into pressure and they agrees with it that they will go and increase interest rate, then I would say, damn, let's move all the way up. Looking here, possibly, but maybe we can look at a possible news trading like 50 or 40 pips or 50 pips stop loss for a possible even 100 pips of take profit target to the next resistance level of 0.7225, because this will be a significant factor, because with the fact that they will be the first economy, major economy or advanced economy that that will increase interest rate, where they will be very optimistic about recovery. They already cut their stimulus packages, and now they're going to possibly increase the interest rates. Now, if they didn't increase interest rate, however, their policy statement say that they will look to pull in, will consider next week, then yes, it still will break through the 0.7900, but it will probably not move up so great, probably be halfway here, about 50 or 60 pips. Nevertheless, it will be a good economy. Now, the worst side will be that if they say no, they want to wait and see. With so much hype and expectations that they're going to increase interest rate, and if they say no, we're going to wait and see, then probably it will still, the economy is still doing well, but probably it will not break past the 0.7090, probably coming back down, a slow movements down coming in. So when I'm looking at the trade, I'll be looking for Wednesday's trading to break above 0.7090 and go all with a good market sentiments, with the good news that they'll probably be increasing interest rate, or they increase the interest rate, then we'll probably be looking for a very nice strengthening of the New Zealand dollar. Now, look at Aussie USD. It has been trending, ranging this market for quite some time already, right? If you look at the market here since 21st of July, or even 16th of July, it has been ranging the market no direction where the economy, although we did have some bullish statements coming in from the RBA that they will not do anything to continue on the plan of the tapering. However, with the recent COVID-19 coming in, still impacting their economy, I think right now when China's retail sales and the data is not doing so well, they may not be able to continue to strengthen, or may want to pause the tapering plan. itself. So however, you can see the RBNZ usually is quite closely correlated to the New Zealand, Aussie and New Zealand dollar quite correlated. I would think that right now it probably be moving, continue move across. You can see right now here, I do see somewhat like a triangle pattern. Basically, it's a consolidation coming in. You know, if again RBNZ do, the New Zealand central banks do actually increase the interest rate, yes, I will probably see a push upwards direction, but it will not be very great. You know, it'll probably be moving on to 0.7413 level. So you can see even if it breaks up, it's only about 20 or 30 pips to that level coming in. Now, would I be looking for a down? There is possibility. There is a possibility of a downtrend, but right now, don't really move so much. I think on by Wednesdays, Thursdays will be impacted by the RBNZ central decision making. So if you ask me the Aussie USD and New Zealand USD, I would probably be looking for the New Zealand USD to trade. But you can see that New Zealand is really more optimistic and strengthened compared to the Aussie. So so for those who I got a trade idea here, but those of our members here, do join in for the LCMS Traders Club. Do join tonight at 8 p.m. GMT +8, and I'll share all my trade ideas for what I see for the whole week. See you then.
All right, thank you so much, Daniel. And now I'm going to pass the time now to Kim Hong, as he's going to share a trade idea that he recently published in Forex Trading Asia. Kim Hong.
All right, thank you, Junwei. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you guys are well rested from the week, okay? Because this week we're going to have quite a lot of action-packed activities going on, okay? First of all, okay, a big apology for last week because I was told that I did not share my screen when I was sharing my trade idea, okay? So this time around, just let me make sure that I share my screen, okay? Now, what you're looking at, okay, let me just minimize this. Okay, so the trade idea that I'll be going through today is Aussie Kiwi. Okay, this trade idea was sent out on 16th of July. Okay, so multi-year high inflation data may push for an earlier rate hike. Okay, that was like 1 month ago. All right, right now we all know that, you know, with this, like what Daniel mentioned earlier, that the 10-year, I would say 10-year high of inflation data coming out from the New Zealand. Okay. There's a chance that the Reserve Bank of New Zealand may be hiking interest rate on Wednesday, right? So back in July 16, okay, that was actually 2 days after the Reserve Bank of New Zealand's monetary policy meeting, all right? So during that meeting, they actually put a complete stop to their quantitative easing, okay, specifically their LSAP program, large scale assets purchase program, okay. So that was actually quite a surprise move because the market was actually expecting a tapering, you know, a slowdown in QE and not a complete stop, okay. So because of that, you know, and on July 16 in the morning, okay, the Reserve Bank, the New Zealand CPI data was very strong, okay, 10-year high. That actually forms the main bias that, you know, Aussie Kiwi will be weakening, okay, because of the strengthening of the New Zealand dollar. Now, as you can see here, okay, this is the New Zealand CPI data, right? So in July, the second quarter CPI data was actually 1.3%. Okay. It's actually the highest, okay, since, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, it was 10-year high, right? So the last time it was actually higher than 1.3% was back in January 2011, hence the 10-year, all right? Now with that, I'm just going to go straight into the chart to show you how the trade has been going on, okay? Has been moving. Now, at the moment, it's actually, well, we're in the money, okay? It's actually making 80 pips. So, as you can see, there is a TP and stop loss being set for this trade. It's actually 100 pip stop loss and 100 pip take profit, okay? Now, okay, here comes the tricky part, all right? So this trade is currently 80 pips in the money. And we are 20 pips away from our take profit. So, and we have a major impact news that is going to take place on Wednesday, right? The RBNZ monetary policy meeting. Now, yes, we still have like some 1 day from Wednesday, okay? Now, question is, if you guys are in this trade, should you actually be closing this trade, all right? Personally, okay, I feel that we still have some time, okay? We still have some time before the RBNZ monetary policy announcement, okay? So I will still be holding on to this trade, okay, until tomorrow. I'll be supervising this trade until tomorrow. You know, if it hits TP, that's good. You know, you will receive my notification through the Facebook group and the EchoFin as well. Okay, so you guys, if you guys are not yet in the Facebook group, the Traders Club, LCMS Traders Club, you know, join now. Then you know you will receive notification from me. Okay. Now, why do I say that you guys may want to consider, you know, closing the trade right now for the 80 pips? Because the thing is, from now until Wednesday, okay, if the trade is going to hover, okay, hover across, you know, meaning coming close to the TP level but not triggering it, not touching it, you know, upon release of the RBNZ, okay, now suppose the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, of course, I'll be covering more about my views tomorrow, okay, but right now, you know, suppose the market has already priced in a rate hike on Wednesday, you know, what's going to happen is that when, you know, suppose the RBNZ were to announce that, you know, there's a rate hike of 0.25%, okay, then it may be the case that people may be, you know, the market participants may actually be selling off New Zealand dollar, all right, because, you know, the expectation of the rate hike has already been priced in. Hence, when the real thing actually happens, you know, people will let go of New Zealand dollar. That is one of the possible move that may take place on Wednesday, okay? So if that were to happen, you know, we may actually be seeing our 80 pips go back to, like, I don't know, break even or maybe even losing money, right? So that is one of the reasons why you may want to consider just taking the 80 pips and just let it go for now, all right? But personally, like I said earlier, you know, I feel that it's a bit early right now because it's Monday and, you know, we have like a Tuesday to go. But if there's anything, if I were to decide to close earlier and things like that, you know, I'll just highlight again in the group, okay? So with that, I will share with you guys my views on the RBNZ, okay, monetary policy meeting on tomorrow, okay? Now with that, I'll hand it back to Junwei.
All right, thank you so much, Kim Hong. And yeah, so just a quick reminder again, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It's solely the opinion and views of the speakers. So yeah, remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. Okay, as Daniel mentioned a little bit about Traders Club just now, yeah, I was just going to get him to share more about how Traders Club can actually help you guys trade, learn how to trade better, and in fact, you know, trade better. Yeah, Daniel.
Hey, thanks, Junwei. Yes, you know, I was just talking about LCMS Traders Club here. You know, it's really a community, you know, a community here for anybody who's interested and serious about being profitable in trading, right? So let me just share with you a little bit about the LCMS Traders Club here. You know, this is a dedicated club membership. We have a community of traders, you know, sharing ideas, strategies, analysis, monitoring the market together. You know, you heard from just now Kim Hong about the trading. His trade ideas is also all shared in Forex Trading Asia and also here in the LCMS Traders Club. Now you can see on the trading floor here, you know, we have many Scott has been doing a pretty good job giving an update, market updates happening here. You know, we have monitored the markets, if what's kind of trend, like for example, crypto is also moving upwards. We do give some news here, right? Again, we also have lots of updates here. We have trade ideas and giving updates on trade ideas as well. You know, not only the long-term trade ideas, these are all short-term to medium trade ideas coming in each day. If we do see a possibility of trades, we do put it in. So for example, like here, US yen, you know, Paul give you an entry, stop loss, take profit. It's really a short to medium time type of trades. We actually give a little bit of explanation of why we are looking at the trades and give you the picture of where we're looking at taking a trade and or even pending trades, you know, putting in where we took a look. And in fact, this did very well, actually went all the way down to about 60 pips and take profit target. So we're pretty happy with that as well. Okay. Not only that, we have a market watch list every day, you know, every day here. You know, we do take a look. We give you an update every week on Monday. We give you a weekly market updates on what happened last week, and then we also will give you every day a snapshot, a daily currency analysis with a summary of what happened yesterday, what to look out for any suggested trade ideas here. Okay, and also if there's any other trade ideas, you can see the Forex Trading Asia, they place it up there. We also will place it here, so it's very dedicated and easy for you to see for all the news coming in just for members. You can see it very, very specifically and easy to find. Okay, not only all these we have here, you know, we have also the education. We actually give you, let you know, you're so interested in how we give the trade ideas, how we give the signals and such. We always does LCMS traders hard trade. You know, we actually give you the 4-day FX Kickstarter for education videos here as well. We look at here all the education day for the economics of fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and then the strategy behind it and how do we combine together to do well. And of course, we have also things like chart patterns. You know, when I talk about triangle just now, consolidation, it's all taught here. Fibonacci, you know, divergence, candlestick patterns, and many useful links that we have placed it here, especially with the dedicated LCMS customized MACD signal indicator. Now, not only that, this platform is great here, I tell you. You look at the, you can hear, you can see, not only that, you know, sometimes you want to, in urgent, you want to see what's happening in the market. So you can see the calendar straight away in the economic calendar here. You can look at straight away, you can see, plan your trades, and so that you will know what surprises could be coming up while you're trading and looking at the charts here. And also, what I love about this is the data flash. This data flash, my experience is that you usually, when the news are coming in, switch this on, and actually we notice that this key news get released earlier than anyone else on all the free sites. So this is a fantastic kind of feature that we'll be looking at. Now, not only that, you know, as I mentioned, you know, today, Monday, 8 p.m., we have a group coaching sessions where we'll interact with all the club members here, looking at what kind of trades there are, possibility, what happened last week, what could you prepare for this week, and also, you know, what kind of possible trade ideas, and moving on, you could prepare yourself as well. Then on that Wednesdays, we have a live trading sessions. As same thing, we'll go and look through what kind of trades could be done and what could be done on the spot and for that day itself. If there's any, we will be taking else. We'll also be looking at the updated and look at possible trade ideas coming in. Now you look at all these stuff and say, hey, so great, how do I join, right? So it is at the tradersclub.lcms.com.sg, you know, come in, scroll all the way down. You know, not only we have all what I mentioned there, we also have the signals coming in, you know, and also teach you about how to analyze the signals is done, so that you not only see the signals, earn from the signals, but also learn from the signals as well. Okay, so what you're going to do is actually all this is worth thousands, but it's a chance to join now at $49 a month. Now, this is really without a doubt the least you must do to make sure you achieve your best in trading. We have lots of members here already, more or less take back the $49 a month, and they make use of us here in this club here. Now, what you do is fill it up here, click the submit, and I'll see you in the club.
Hey, thank you so much, Daniel. Yeah, I pasted the link in the chat. LCMS Traders Club. tradersclub.lcms.com.sg. Yeah, so just go ahead, click on it and find out more. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the Euro currency call. Thank you so much and goodbye.